Norman with iSaveTractors.com. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through some of our routine maintenance procedures for some of our hardest working garden tractors on the farm. Enjoy. This episode is brought to you by LocknLube, the creators of the LocknLube grease coupler for grease guns. They developed this great locking grease coupler as well as lots of greasing accessories. Their goal is to end greasing frustrations. We're going to put their tools to the test. Enjoy. So this first tractor rolling in our shop for maintenance is our Ingersoll 4118. First order of business is we're going to drain the engine oil. When you drain oil, you want to make sure you run your engine for a few minutes before so the engine oil is nice and warm. Also pay careful attention to any metallic debris or any unusual abnormalities coming out of the oil. That will give you an early sign of any trouble. There's no trouble in this oil. This is the oil filter I just pulled off. I'm going to be using straight 30 weight Pennzoil oil. You don't have to use Pennzoil. I just picked it up because it was on sale. You can use any API certified motor oil. That's fine. Here I just added a little bit of oil to the oil filter itself. That way the oil pump is kind of primed when you start it back up. Here goes that oil. This particular engine takes just shy of 2 quarts of oil. This is an Onan P218 Performer Series engine. After you fill it up, you just want to make sure you check the level with the dipstick like I am here. Make sure it's good. And there we go. Next, this oil is coming out of the hydraulic drive system. There's a hydraulic oil filter in the front underside of this Ingersoll. I'm draining that. While that's draining, I have to take the 3-point hitch off so I can access the fill port for the transaxle. Now, on this Ingersoll 4118, the transaxle gears has a separate oil reservoir from the drive system. This particular tractor has a hydraulic drive system, so there's a hydraulic reservoir that is turned by a pump that goes to a hydraulic motor that turns the transaxle gears. So if you have a case or an Ingersoll, you have to make sure that you change both the rear end oil and the hydraulic oil that operates the drive system. So taking this hitch off is not too difficult. I just have to remove 2 pins to remove this hydraulic lift cylinder, and then the 3-point hitch is held on with 4 half-inch bolts. Now this Ingersoll 4118 sees daily action here on our 8-acre farm property in Maine. I use this every day to move horse manure, dirt, rocks, trash, landscaping tools, equipment, to and from every corner of our property. It is an indispensable tool, so it's really important for us to keep this well maintained so it can last the full life of it. Now here it is, these 2 ports that you see right here, the lower one is the drain hole for the rear end oil, and that upper hole is the level. So when I put oil back into this, I'm going to be using 20W40 motor oil. I want to add oil to it until that top fill port starts to overflow. Now, of course, before you add oil, you want to put the drain plug back onto that lower port, and then you're going to add oil into the back of this transaxle until it dumps out of that second port. Now, even if you don't have an Ingersoll, a lot of tractors and equipment follow this same kind of convention where they have a drain plug, a level plug, and a fill plug. So this Ingersoll is no exception. The fill plug's in the back, drain plug's off to the side on the bottom, and the level plug is right above the drain plug. Now that I have it all in, I'm tightening it all back up, and then I put the 3-point hitch back on. It goes on the same way, 4 bolts, tighten them nice and tight. Sometimes these kind of jobs are 3-hand kind of jobs, but I got it done with just myself. Now here I am filling up the oil for the hydraulic drive system. This is 20W40. And this oil powers everything. The drive, the 3-point hitch, all of that. And you just fill this up until it's about 6 inches from that top tube. And after I fill it up, I'm going to start the engine, let the oil run through the system, operate the 3-point hitch. The oil level remained good after I ran the hydraulic drive and the 3-point hitch, so now I'm going to move on to the air filter. Now, it's really important to change your air filter often for your garden tractor. I talk to thousands, probably tens of thousands of people a year about tractors through our website, iSaveTractors.com, and people do not nearly change the air filter as often as they should. Remember that the perfect air-fuel ratio is approximately 15 parts of air to 1 part of fuel. So air is more important than gas to get your engine to combust and to operate. So keep that in mind. Change the air filter very often. Here I am changing the spark plug. You can tell a lot about how an engine is running by looking at the tip of the spark plug. The tip of the spark plug ideally should be like a brownish gray color. That indicates a very good air-fuel ratio. If your spark plug tip is like a chalky white, you're burning too lean of an air-fuel mixture. And if the tip of the spark plug is a very sooty black, that means you're too rich. Here I am using the LocknLube locking grease adapter for grease guns. I really like this adapter. It opens up and the claws bite right onto the grease fitting so grease flows in smoothly. I really dig it. Now that I'm done with this Ingersoll 4118, let's run through the next 3 tractors and cue up the music. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed that video. Big shout out to this episode's sponsor, LocknLube. If you are interested in these awesome locking grease adapters, check them out at LocknLube.com. They sell these grease gun adapters, full grease guns, and all kinds of greasing accessories. I actually like their product so much, I bought it at first, and then I reached out to them to see if they would sponsor an episode. That's how much I liked it. Hey, also, if you need any maintenance parts for your old vintage small engines, your old vintage tractors like the ones you saw in this video, please look no further than iSaveTractors.com. My name is Norman. See you next time.